Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to this heartwarming video. At least I hope it will be heartwarming. I love that sound. And I thought also I can create a heart shape. Because today I have the Harvest Spice blend in my diffuser, which is the Gathering blend. And it's really warm and spicy and perfect for those dark afternoons. It's getting very autumnal here in Denmark, where I am, in the north of Europe. The days are getting shorter, and this is a perfect blend for those afternoons or evenings where we want to gather together with family or friends. It has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, cedarwood, cassia and nutmeg. So it's a really warm aroma, really welcoming, and a really grounding aroma as well. The spicy oils tend to be quite grounding. So I love this at this time of year. It reminds me of the harvest time. When I was growing up, we celebrated the harvest festival. I remember in school we made baskets of fruit and food that we had gathered. And at the moment I also love cassia and lemon in water. That is my favourite drink at the moment. It's such a warming drink. You can have it with cold water or warm water, but just remember that if you're going to put essential oils in water, that you want to make sure they're completely pure. Nothing added to the plant, nothing taken away. And if you want to know more about the oils that I use, you know that you can always get in touch. And I'd love to tell you more about that. But for now, the Harvest Spice blend is in my diffuser. I have my autumn lights on as well. I put some extra lights on to make it a bit more hyggeligt, as the Danes would say, a little bit more cosy. And I have my red and white dress on. I wore this actually when I went to get my Danish citizenship. I was very happy to receive that. And the Harvest Spice is red, of course, as well. And this is all because today I'm going to be giving you an extra special look into Denmark, an extra special view of Denmark, you could say. Denmark from a different angle. And this is because I want to tell you all about my friend Melinda Graper. She's a wonderful woman, a wonderful photographer, and the founder of Mia Kali Thea. Mia Kali Thea is a non-profit organisation that she has set up to help and support those who need it. So Melinda is a wonderful photographer, as I say, and she thought that she would put her time and her art to good use to raise money for people who don't have such a good view. Mia Kali Thea means a good view in Greek, and Melinda tells me that when she lived in Greece, it was often a topic of conversation. So every time you talked about a restaurant or a home or wherever you were, people asked and inquired, did you have a good view? Did it have a good view? And actually, after some time there, Melinda realised this wasn't necessarily a glorious sunset or a picturesque landscape. Perhaps it could be looking into the eyes of a loved one across the table, Or perhaps it could be just appreciating, for example, the fruit trees in my garden, which are laden with fruit at the moment for the harvest again. So when I look out of my window, I can see there's some roses actually, even though it's November and quite cold. It's only 7 degrees here today. I have some beautiful bright pink roses, and I have their apple trees still full with apples. So we've been eating those apples, but of course they stay freshest on the tree, so we leave them out there as long as we can until we need them. But not everyone in life has a good view, so Melinda puts all the proceeds from her work to help and support those with less, as I say, so people who are homeless, even people in prisons, people who perhaps would benefit from having a better view, shall we say. So I love that concept, that she sees the world through the lens of her camera and interprets it in a way that is just beautiful, in my opinion. And then she produces that in the form of artwork. So she has prints. You can order prints from her webpage. I'll link it in the description box below. But I got this one. Of course, I've lived in Japan, so the Japanese collection I thought was wonderful. And this is a greetings card, and I just love its simplicity. And I love the drop, boop, of water there. And then the stripes of the leaves and the contrast and the vibrant green. So this is a greeting card that I've bought. It says on the back, Mia Kali Thea, Fine Art Photography for Philanthropy. MiaKaliThea.org. So, but what I have to share with you today is Denmark from a different viewpoint. I can't remember the exact percentage, but I'm pretty sure there's more bicycles and cars than there is in Copenhagen. Copenhagen being the capital, of course. And so Melinda decided to show this in a very particular way, to make a book called Bicycle Bells of Denmark. And this is the Danish flag, of course, this one on the front cover, the red background and the white cross. So this is my little book that I bought from her when I bought my greeting card from Japan. But Melinda has very kindly lent me, and I must get it back to her soon, this wonderful coffee table book, which is also available. This one is a little bit thicker. And it says Bicycle Bells of Denmark by Melinda Graper. So I'm going to have a flick through this book now and investigate Denmark from the angle of its bicycle bells, as Melinda has interpreted it through her lens. So I hope you'll join me now on this little journey into a very Danish concept. So, this is the coffee table book that my friend Melinda Graper has produced. And I asked her if I could make a video with this book, because I thought it was such a fun way to take a look at Denmark, the country where I live. And this, of course, is the Danish flag here on this bell. And if you go to Melinda's webpage, which I'll link below, all the proceeds go to help those who don't enjoy a good view in their everyday life. So it supports them in providing a good, better view for them. So if we just start, it's a beautiful book. And first of all, I want to read the dedication here. I think it's wonderful. Melinda has dedicated this book to all the bicyclists in Denmark. Your creative bicycle bells add lustre to the landscape. Tusind tak. And tusind tak, of course, is 1,000 thank yous. And here we have what could be interpreted as the Little Mermaid, one of the most famous landmarks in Denmark. Of course, Hans Christian Andersen, the famous Danish author, wrote the story about the Little Mermaid. So this apparently, I hope the table isn't wobbling too much. This one is the first bicycle bell that launched thousands of photos. She started on the 18th of August 18, and she's still taking photos to this day as far as I know. So that's a polka dot one. And of course, because that sparked off Melinda's passion, she decided to take a series of polka dots. So this one has polka dot gloves matching the polka dot bell, and then a reindeer or a stag on the gloves. I like the trips on this one here. And then of course Danes in general, but especially those in Copenhagen and the big cities, they love their bike. It helps you get from A to B, one without polluting the atmosphere, but also it's often quicker and easier. You don't have to find parking. So even when I first came to Denmark back in 1997, there was already city bikes that you could borrow. If you're a tourist or somebody who didn't have their bike with them, you could borrow it, like borrowing a shopping trolley. You put a coin in, you get to borrow a bike. But unlike a shopping trolley, you can drop it off in a different part of the city and get your coin returned. And they now have GPS screens on them so that tourists can find their way around. So all these are I love my bike. And then we have the Danish colours, the red and white. The Danes are a very proud nation. They love their flag. So all these are red and white ones. And you can see in the background here some very Danish style buildings. There's not very many high rises here. Only 3 or 4 stories there. And you can see all the bikes in the background here. Flowers. That's a beautiful one, isn't it? The red petals. And the green leaves. And the black leaves. And this is I think this is the Museum of Art in Copenhagen, I think. And you can see, if I angle it better, it has like a green roof where the copper has been oxidized. And there's a lot of buildings in Copenhagen with green roofs like that. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? There's a leaf stuck to that one. More flowers. I like this one very much. Shiny. It's quite unusual, right? There you can see one of Copenhagen's canals. There's quite a lot of canals here. People often get Copenhagen confused with Amsterdam because of all the bicycles, windmills and canals. There are some similarities. It's also a small country, the Netherlands, like Denmark. But it's definitely not the same city. So here, this is one of my favourite sections. We have some amazing shapes and sizes. I mean, that is perfect for a Brit, right? I should have that. A teapot. And this is perfect for Halloween. An eyeball. Ooh. Or a compass. That's handy when you want to find your way. Some fun ones for the kids. I like the butterfly one. One of my daughters has a ladybird and the wings open up, and the other one has a donut shaped one. Well, no, they're all donut shaped if they're round, but donut pattern on. So look at this, like a Popeye. Popeye bicycle bell. Teddy bear bicycle bells. In all shapes and colours. Or all colours, I should say. The bells themselves come in all shapes. These are two that I find really interesting. So you use the bird's tail to pull down, and I think it dings when the beak hits. Rather large, and you can see on the top of that one the sound comes out. So I don't know what sort of sound comes out, if it's bird song or... I'm not really sure. Let's ride. So how about we have a flick through some here. Whoops. Live the way you run, crossed out, bike. Live the way you bike, bike happy. And this one says, cykle til arbejde. So this is encouraging people to cycle to work. And there's quite a few campaigns in Denmark to cycle to work. It's healthy for the staff to do that, of course, to get their bodies moving, but also good for the environment, stops emissions, etc. This one means bicycle lane. This is a sign you would see if you were cycling, the other way up, of course, to mean bicycle lane. I can't show you that very well without knocking the camera, but they've made it into a bell here. And okay, this is one. Bicycle or die. Okay, now they mean business. Now they mean business. And another one, bicycle or die. Someone has written here, I love to cycle. Jeg elsker at cykle. The Baltic Sea route there. Enjoy the ride. That's a good one, isn't it? Enjoy the ride. Oops. So you can see there are all sorts of bicycle bells. Oh yes, Danes love heart-shaped. Very big in Danish culture to use the hearts, especially at Christmas and birthdays, but particularly Christmas actually. So a whole section with heart shapes on bicycle bells. A wild ride, wild animals. For the children, or perhaps just the young at heart. On the wing. I like that one, really colourful. Oh, more bird ones. There really is a bicycle bell for all tastes. Butterflies, birds. I love that she's included ones with both rain, but also this one with rust here. I love that Melinda has included those as well. So, precious metals. This again shows you a little bit of a backdrop of Copenhagen with the colourful houses. You find yellow and orange and red houses here. And yellows, bicycle bells in the yellow colour, sunshine yellow, to brighten up your life. And horns. She's written ahuga horns. So if you're not satisfied with a bell, if you want someone to move out of your way while cycling, you can simply use a horn. Oh, squeezable bells. This is for the real littlies. Bells you can squeeze instead of ding, because children learn to ride bikes very quickly here. So, Melinda Graper is an American photographer currently living in Copenhagen, Denmark. She is the founder, can you read this, of Mia Kali Thea, A Good View in Greek, a non-profit organisation where photography and philanthropy intersect. Mia Kali Thea donates proceeds from the sales of books and prints to service organisations rescuing exploited and trafficked persons. And this is why we are a good view for a good cause. And here you can see some of the information, because as Melinda so rightly says, everyone needs a good view. So I'll just very quickly show you now a smaller version of this book, which makes a great gift actually. I send this to friends abroad sometimes. It's a similar start there with a bit of background about Melinda. That reminds me of a very Dutch coloured, the Dutch pottery, the blue and white, I used to see in Holland as a child, in the Netherlands. So, skull and crossbones, pirate, ducks. A walk on the wild side again. So you see they really are quite different. Oh, one covered in snow. How fun is that? The world is full of magic. Apparently that's a quote by W.B. Yeats. Must be William Yeats, I think. The world is full of magic. It certainly is. Oops. That's a really strange one. I'm not even sure what they are. Some mechanical ones. I suppose all bells are mechanical. Keep calm and pedal on. Ooh, you can ring my ding-a-ling. Ring me anytime, okay? I love my bike. Space, peace sign. Oh, that's like the ladybird that my daughter has actually. Like that one, but in an orangey colour. I haven't seen the donut though that my other daughter has. Oops, Mr. Page. And just in case you wanted some international ones here, those are there too. Japanese style one, or perhaps Chinese. And here we have a little bit about Melinda again and her information. So please support her and help her to support others and make the world a slightly happier, more smiley place as we all support each other. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little slice of Denmark through Melinda's eyes. I've certainly enjoyed showing it to you. It's a lot of fun. And I wish you a beautiful day or a beautiful night's sleep wherever you are.